Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris Davis. In this video, I'm giving you an update on the Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery merger. So in my last video I talked about how Netflix was planning to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery for $82 billion. Well, there's been a lot of changes that have happened since that last video. And since I did that video, Paramount, Skydance, they launched a hostile bid to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery for $108 billion. So the hostile bid is Paramount is bypassing the board at Warner Brothers Discovery and appealing straight to the shareholders, offering them $108 billion to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery. So that's $30 per share. So that's $2 to $3 more than Netflix's offer. So with this hostile bid, it's stirred up like a controversy about which company should buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Should it be Netflix? Should it be Paramount? And how it affects the entire movie and streaming industry. So a lot of people in the movie industry don't like either deal. They don't want any of these two companies purchasing Warner Brothers Discovery because they say it would be bad for the movie and entertainment industry. So if Paramount buys Warner Brothers Discovery, it would be another company that owns movie and TV studios acquiring another company that owns movie and TV studios, and that would be more of a monopoly, and competition is good for the marketplace. So people in the movie industry, they don't like that deal. However, they really don't like the Netflix deal. They really don't like Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery, because if they do that, people fear that that will be the death of the movie theater industry. People won't go to the movie theaters anymore because Netflix, if they acquire Warner Brothers Discovery, they will only put their stuff on streaming. They won't do theatrical releases anymore. Netflix has stated that when they do the merger with Warner Brothers Discovery, that they'll honor Warner Brothers Discovery to do theatrical releases up to 2029. What happens after that, I don't even know what happens. But with this hostile bid appealing to the shareholders, there's supposed to be some proxy vote that happens sometime next year. I don't know when, but people in the movie industry, they don't like either deal. Now, I want to talk about the history of Warner Brothers Discovery with their mergers. They've had some messy mergers in recent years. And then I want to talk about Paramount and their history of merging more recently. So let's start off with Warner Brothers Discovery. So as I said a few seconds ago, Warner Brothers Discovery in recent years has had messy mergers. So in 2018, they were still called Time Warner, but AT&T bought them out in 2018. And like during the pandemic, a lot of money was lost in the movie industry, and AT&T didn't like this deal anymore with Time Warner, so they sold Time Warner to Discovery Inc. Now with Discovery Inc., when AT&T sold Time Warner to Discovery Inc., that's when they got that name Warner Brothers Discovery. And that was in 2022 when they became Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, 3 years later, they're doing another merger. So 2018, AT&T, 2022, Discovery Inc. Now 2025, going into 2026, it's Netflix or Paramount. So in recent years, Warner Brothers Discovery has had messy mergers. Now I want to talk about Paramount, Skydance. So Paramount, I don't really think they can, even if Paramount gets the deal to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't think they're gonna get the approval from like the government to go through with the merger because one, as I mentioned before, you have one company who owns movie and TV studios acquiring another company that has movie and TV studios, and that's less competition. That's more of a monopoly. That's not good for the market. But also, Paramount already had a big merger with Skydance August of this year, where they had to settle a lawsuit with President Trump because he sued them because he didn't like how he was being covered on CBS. So I think Netflix will have a lot easier time getting congressional approval to get their deal than Paramount. It's just Netflix, they're just a streaming platform. I know in my last video I mentioned they own DreamWorks, but they don't. That's still owned by Comcast. Netflix is just a streaming platform. While Paramount already has movie, TV studios, they have their own streaming platform. Netflix is big. They don't have they're not in those other industries like Paramount is. So I think it would be a lot easier for them to get like congressional approval than it would be for Paramount, who just had a merger with Skydance August of this year. I think also if Netflix does acquire Warner Brothers Discovery and there's less competition, I don't think that's a bad thing because there's so many streaming platforms right now, you can't have them all. So let me try to name them. There's so many I don't think I can, but you have, of course, Netflix, you have Hulu, you have Amazon Prime, you have HBO Max, you have Apple TV, we have Peacock, we have Paramount Plus. I guess you can add in YouTube TV. So we got 8. And I bet you there's some other ones that I'm not thinking of. But we have a lot of streaming platforms. And I miss the days where you just had your Netflix, your Hulu, and your Amazon Prime. I do miss those simpler days. But I think if Netflix acquires Warner Brothers Discovery and they take HBO Max, we still have competition. So Disney owns Hulu, and Disney Plus is a very big streaming platform in and of its own. I'm saying YouTube TV, but I think YouTube in general, just by itself, that's competition. Amazon Prime, Apple TV, which is very big. People, I starting to know more and more people who are using Apple TV. Peacock, Paramount, I think they're the ones that are like behind. So you still have like plenty of competition, and there could be less competition really, but you still have plenty of competition. I just think it would be a lot easier for Netflix to get congressional approval since they're just a streaming platform versus Paramount, who it has a streaming platform, even though it's not as successful. They have a streaming platform, but they already own movie and TV studios, and they're acquiring another company, Warner Brothers Discovery, who has a streaming platform and who has movie and TV studios. I understand that people's concern that if Netflix buys it, that could be the end for theatrical releases. But I'm just thinking if Paramount like gets the deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, they still have to go get congressional approval, and is Congress still going to approve that? I think they're going to have a harder time getting that approval since they just had a big merger August of this year. So those are my thoughts. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.